when you talk about legacy, when you think about legacy, what you want to leave behind, or is it something different from that?
No, it has everything to do with legacy. I mean, who we are, what we did. I have a personal mission statement of leaving people and organizations better. And yes, I had the ability to do that as J's plus one, as Mrs. Jason Miseli. And I'm honored that I had that population to influence. But I always knew I had other places to influence as well. And so I'm thinking about that all the time. I'm thinking about who am I going to leave better? What place can I leave better? I'm thinking about legacy all the time. I should have said earlier, one of the driving forces, not just the placards that say Mrs. Jason Miseli, but it's ironic now. It's ironic that I do work with families of fallen, but I remember going to visit even recently. I just did this recently, but early on going to visit my buried grandparents in a national cemetery. My grandfather was military. They chose to be buried in Fort Sam, Houston National Cemetery down in San Antonio. And there's my grandfather on the front, Harold Chalfont, and the back side of the grave is Monita. And I remember walking through the cemetery and realizing that's who spouses are, right? Early on, wow, you rate the backside of this man's grave marker. All of him, sometimes there's awards on there and heroic stuff, and in the back, his beloved wife, Charlene, is kind of like that, almost like a tagline, just like a subheading, not even your own real heading. And I remember thinking, there's going to be more to my story. I'm not just going to be the backside of Jay Miseli's grave. And wanting my daughter to see that, and wanting other young military spouses to see that. And so if I helped change the course of that for military spouses, if I helped change the course of that for women that I work with, the female scouts that I worked with as Amy's scout leader, having them understand that they bring so much to the table, then I did my job right. But where I know I did my job right is my daughter, who in graduated high school in 2021 and went into the military, not as a plus one, but to create her own story and her own legacy. And then my only niece, on my family's side, there's only 2 granddaughters, and a whole grouping of boys following her. And they're doing West Point side by side together, these 2 girls who grew up with this legacy where in theory they should be the perfect military wife, right? Like this is the family business and this is what you do. And having strong enough female role models from our generation, between me, my sister-in-law, my sister, strong enough role models to say, I can do more. I can do this too. And there they are doing it. And so that's when I know we did something right?
Yeah.